I would be the first, inshallah, God willing, to be the first president coming from the left. Ako ho ay bayan, and I have been with bayan for the many years that I have been mayor. I am not a member of the Communist Party of the Philippines. Masyadong we follow the path of socialism, but itong extremism is not good for me. Ang pagka-socialist ko maybe left of center, andito na yan sa kilikili. Huwag kayong matakot, hindi ako. But my dimensions in life, parang gano'n na nga kasi anak lang din ako ng mahirap. Migrants lang ho kami sa Mindanao, sa Davao. Though my mother is a Mindanaoan, we trace our lineage, pedigree from our fathers. So, kung tanungin ninyo ako, I am a Cebuano, Danao City, similar to Davao, Danao. Cebuano po ako at kagaya ninyo, ordinaryo lang rin. I'm just an ordinary guy and maybe I'd like to talk more of myself, but that would be dito na lang ako sa what are really the urgent and depressing issues of the day. Poverty still has been, and it will all be poverty. It will take years, more than 6 years, more than double the term, for us to improve the quality of life of the Philippines. And that is the problem really, it stares eyeball to any president every day of his rule. You have to contend first with poverty. But what are the contributing factors of the way we find ourselves now? Alam mo, ako para sa akin, do I have to attend to the needs of the people and about poverty? Galit ako sa gobyerno. I'm really disgusted the way government is being run because it is oppressing the people. Talaga ang gobyerno natin, ang to oppress the people, and nobody's doing it. You know, when you do not do anything about the flooding of the drugs in this country, if you do not do anything about the rampaging of criminals, and you do not lift a finger to stop corruption in government, you are really oppressing the people. You do not give them any relief until now. Kaya kapag ako, tatakbo ako ng presidente, then I will just add the years doon kay Estrada, Arroyo, Aquino, akin. Alam ba ninyo ilang taon niya? That would be 24 years of kalbaryo ninyo. Kaya huwag na lang ako, kung wala lang rin akong magawa para sa inyo, para sa kapwa-tao ko, para sa mga hirap na dyan, maghanap na lang kayo ng iba. I really do not think it. Vote for somebody na, kasi that's, I said, kalbaryo yan. Ngayon, I was I was vacillating to run or not. But what drove me to desperation was, nakikita ko yung I saw the lineup o the persons na tumatakbo ng presidente. And ako the mayor for 22 years sa Davao. I was elected in 1988 and 2016 na ngayon, I'm still the mayor of Davao City. Ginawa ko ang trabaho, but not in a very magnificent way, which is not really a work of art, but it's governance. Pag ginawa ko ang trabaho, I promise the people, I will improve the law and order of the place. And I said, if I find peace in this land, maybe the investors will come in, and those Davao people who fled during the lean years of Davao, when it was racked with violence, baka babalik at mag-reinvest dito sa atin. And I did it. Alam mo, ang nagbibigay ng problema sa isang society or the societal factors that will impact on the life of the people is really violence. I hold it as an article of faith. I said it about it, that there can never be progress and development in the city unless we get rid of the lowlight. And ako, hindi ako masyado nahirapan because I said, I can always talk to the left. Well, we welcome each other. But ako naman, I've been mayor of Davao for 22 years. Kayong taga Davao. Have you seen any single cadre of the Communist Party of the Philippines roaming around Davao with a gun? Kaya nga sila nga mauna umalis eh. Kaya sabi ko, look, if you do your thing with me around, mag-aaway lang tayo. Because I have a city to protect, people to serve. Doon na lang kayo sa Luzon, hanap yun ang lugar niya. Visayas, Kumbal Valley. So wala akong problema. And we can go in and out. And even my policemen, wag lang magdala ng long arms. They're welcome. Kasi sabi ko sa kanila, look, if there's a rape there, si murder or a robbery, kaya ninyo mag-imbestiga. Can you do the investigation? Do you have the talent? Wala kayong sapatos eh. Lalaki ng kamay ninyo, hindi kayo marunong mag-type. So you cannot do not touch my police because I need them for governance, delivery of public peace and public safety. But dito sa drugs, this has to stop. It is rampaging all around the country. And they have graduated from the urban areas to the rural areas. May mga lugar dito sa Pilipinas, Visayas, and even Mindanao, na they have penetrated the market of the rural folks. And hanggang ngayon, ang binabayad sa kanila, kalabaw, kambing, manok, baboy, itlog. Yan ang nangyayari. And I am not into the habit of pahiro-hiro. They've kept a low profile all these years. Were it not for the fact that I'm running for President 2016, hindi niya ako makilala maglakad. Ngayon lang ako medyo nagmumura na ang mukha ko. And one regret that I have really nurturing is the loss of privacy. Hindi na ako pwede maglabas ka tapos kung walang, hindi naman man. There's always the rockers around, ito, kandidato. Tapos, alam mo yung animal na nag-imbento ng hindi ako marunong mag-ano eh. Itong aking ordinaryo nito. Yung pindot-pindot lang. Simula na imbento yan, ang buhay na isang tao, baski saan, selfie. Medyo grupo muna. Grupo, liga. Tapos pagkatapos, pagpunta, yung akin na naman. Yung kanyang cellphone na naman ang gamitin. Wala nang gusto ng grupo, tapos may selfie na, okay lang naman sa akin yan. Pero, do not be offended. Yung sana na mag-selfie kayo sa akin, kayo mga lalaki. Huwag naman yung idikit yung mukha nila. Yung babae, okay lang. Tapos ang halin. Tapos galit raw ang Ate Gabriela, hindi ko na, hindi man ako, maghalit ko sila sa akin. Kaya lang, libre na nga, iwasan ko pa. Yung Gabriela, medyo galit, sabi ko, alam mo yung Gabriela sa amin, sabi ko, maglinya na lang, halikan ko yung lahat. Galit sa akin, hindi mo trabaho yan. And then, yung criminality. Iba to, they can go into the business of drugs, kapag maipit sila, they are being tailed or somewhat there is an aberration in the system of distribution, nabunggo na huli, then they go makikidnap ng tao dito. Kidnap ng Chinese, the ransom is given, and nowhere, wala na. Hindi na masasabi. And it's all over the Philippines. Yan, criminality, drugs, pati ito. Dragging us down is really corruption. In the Philippines today, the corruption has really eaten into every facet of governance. Dito sa Pilipinas, those who deal with corruption and crime, it's always obedience to the law is optional. Dito sa taas, ito yung mga korupsyon na tax exemption, walang bayad, walang ariglo, without payment of import taxes. Ito yung mga mayaman na sinasabi, parang tingin nila sa Pilipino, bugok. Talaga yung tinakaintindi. Dito naman sa baba, dito yung mga tao na low life. Ito yung mga kidnapper, drugs, food upper. Yan ang dalawa. Dalawa yan dito na optional to follow the law. Ang naiipit, talagang naiipit, yung ordinaryong tao na walang kilalang general, walang kilalang mayor, walang kilalang governor, o walang kilalang militar. Yan ang nangyayari sa ating mundo. Meron dyan, mga kandidato, bumili ng eroplano, hindi naman nagbayad ng isang singkong, not even 1 peso. Not even 1 peso. Pasok lahat. To top it all, walang delikadesa, gumagamit pa yun sa eroplano na. And he keeps on denying it. Parang, hindi naman ako bugok. Ang plane number na, plane registry, is his birthday. Yung mo, vanity plus lying is can we still have? I'd like to report. I am not delivering a speech. I'm talking to you. Ano itong pakit? This is Tubay, Agusan del Norte. Kita mo kung anong nangyari sa atin. Ito yung forest. This is the mine. If you really want to see it in physical, you let me know. I'd love to. I'd love to bring you there. Sorry lang naman pala gusto ninyo. Ito, maawa ka sa Pilipinas. They were granted, Gutierrez, Eric was granted, pati si Congressman Erese, was granted a small-scale mining in Dubai with a limited output of 50,000 tons nickel. They mined more than 1.8 million in this small scale. Sinira nila. I leave this thing to you. If you have copies, we can distribute it. Kasi naawa ako sa bayan ko. Who are benefiting the land of Mindanao? Kami? Kami nagharap? The Moro people? Why? It's being done in Manila. All the permits, concession, franchises. Dito, wala tayong pakialam. If you're in Laguna, Leyte, any special excavation, whatever, must start in the central office. That is why we are praying for a federalism. And mind you, sinasabi ko na sa inyo ngayon, nothing short of federalism will bring peace to Mindanao. We might not be dismembered someday, but I tell you, it would remain for the longest time a fractured island. Kasi gano'n na nga. Sino na naman si Eresi noon? Prangka-prangka. Huwag siya magalit. Who was he? Konsehal ka lang noon ng ni ako biyo for 22 years, isang sakong lupa, wala akong nadala sa amin. Kita mo, ikaw, konselor ng Caloocan with Gutierrez, and of course, with Ruas behind. Kaya nga, yung aeroplano niya sa pinhindi, I'm paying for it. Baka akong nilayag. Sumali. That's why this is rebellion. Let me run you to the time history para magkaintindihan tayo. 1521, Magellan landed in the Philippines. We know that. Then he went down and said, I am the discoverer of these islands. Aba, putang ina niya. Who are you to discover my land? My great and great plus 10 greats grandfather was doing well. We are part of the Malay race, and maybe you had the form of government until you idiots came to my land to colonize it. Ang problema niyan, 1521, somehow, and thereafter, because I will call these islands the Philippines, to honor King Philip. And for all the Indios, the native tayo, as Filipinos, to honor Philip. Ang galing ng puta. Galit ako Pwede magmura. Kaya kung magalit kayo, hindi kayo magmura. Yan Diyan ako galit pa. Because nung nakita niya ang Mindanao, and knowing fully well that the Islamist evangelists, missionaries came from sa Sabah, in Tawi-Tawi, Tukulo. He built the fourth pillar. Kita niyo yung fourth pillar sa Zamboanga. He said na, I will call all these people here Filipinos. What do you think was the reaction of the Moro people over all Islam? So they fought. And until now, they are fighting for the real identity. Yan, 70 years, Islam was there already. Yan ang problema ng Mindanao na hindi naintindihan ng lahat. At ang galit sila because ang lupa ng Mindanao, sana ibigay mo lang ng kunti. All the logging concessions were mostly Americans and now Filipino and Chinese businessmen. All of the big pineapple plantations, bananas, multinational. Yan ang, that's how Mindanao is. And how are you? So, keep on fighting. And the poorest region is napunta ako noon sa kampo ng Mayilay. Ito, tumuting tao ng the poorest of the poor. Napunta ako doon because of one time, Murad said that if you do not give here, I go to war. And President Aquino replied 2 days after, yeah, if you do not give to Murad as BBM, you might just start. And then he said, there will be this party. Kaya ako pumunta nabi. Kasi ayusin natin yan. If with the grace of God, I'd become president. Bigyan mo lang ako konting panahon. Do not start a violence that would take us into a deadly spill, and it would traverse the months of the elections and after. Why? Because kung ako ang na-presidente, kaya ako nandito sa inyo, sabi ko, pagpatayan tayo. You know, my mother is the grandmother, nanay ng nanay ko, Maranao. Ang lolo ko, Chinese talaga. As in from, tawag nila, Amoy Siamin. But my father is Cebuano. Itong mayor, vice mayor ngayon, anak ko, as a wife who was a Maranao mother and a Tausug father. So I have a line sa aking pamilya na puro moro. Sabi ko, huwag ninyong gawin yan. Even if you are magkadugo-dugo tayo, if I'm elected president and there is an existing rebellion, I will have just to kill you or you kill me. Wala matang mga. Because me, then I would swear to the flag. I will swear to the flag. Above all, I will protect the people and remain to the Constitution. Alam mo, tayo magkaibang tribo. May Tausug dito, Maranao, Tagalog, Bicolano, Ilocano, Panggalatok. Alam mo, magkaiba-iba ang dialect natin, magkaiba-iba ang kultura na even the idiosyncrasies. But no, what remains to hold us together is itong Philippine written manifestation of that flag is the Constitution. I hope that everybody would remain loyal to that flag. Kasi pag hindi, start to gagamitin ng pera, hayaan ninyo kami in our poverty there, ni wala kaming enough resources after giving all our money to you, then you send us pittance at maggulo. You leave to us behind a serious problem of maybe a fractured island.
Akala ko ba, we love the Philippines. It is the land of my birth. It is the home of my people. That is the pledge I have to make to you. I am Rodrigo Duterte. Pilipino ako. Kasi ang usapan, many years ago, our loving fathers and forefathers, pumayag tayo na magkaisa-isa, and maybe the island of Mindanao by force, but at least there was a semblance of unity, and we wrote the Constitution at nandyan yung flag natin. Ang akala ba namin na magtatayo tayo ng gobyerno, we set up a government for all. It is an agency from which the will of the people is expressed. So, we presume, we really suppose that lahat tayo will be governed equally. Because except for the land tax, wala kaming pera. We all send it to the national treasurer. Lahat, papel, basta may resibo. And that is why there are two officials in the local government not appointed by the locals. And that is the treasurer and the auditor. They see to it that the money collected is forwarded to Manila. Then pagdating ng panahon, budget time, for the expenses of governance, ito na yung cake. Hati-hati na. 64% of this, Alan would tell you, Senator, siya, galing sa Congress, tell you, how uneven, how unequal the distribution is. Region 11, bigyan mo lang 9 billion. 64 billion dito. Well, we know we have a problem about transportation. Okay lang. Huwag ninyong i-corrupt. Pag sinabi ninyo, Mayor Duterte, there will be a decrease in the remittances because you have to help the victims of Yolanda. By all means, kunin mo kung kay anong gusto mo. Our brother Muslims, pati Kristiyanos, they are there in the squalor of dirt and blight in Zamboanga. Sabihin mo na itulog na lang natin, fine, do it. Pero kung dito pagkati-hatian ninyo sa Congress, kung sino lang yung malakas, kwarto, dalawa, tatlo lang yan, bulungan, tawagan, tapos they get the lion's share of the money of the people of the Philippines. Ibang istorya na. Ibang istorya na yan. So hindi kami papayag ng ganun. Either we do something about this, or we might just decide, sabihin ko, okay, we separate. And I will join you. Pero pa. Mindanao contributes 54% of the total export earnings in dollars from the produce coming from the soil. How much this year? I do not know. Hindi pa naman tapos ang taon. Pero nandyan. It's all there. Remittances by the billions. Yung work ko, na yung importations, exportation, I remit easily more than about 20 billion every 6 months. At bakit ganito? Ang masakit dito, divide the spoils, the cake, at bibigyan nila ang kanilang mga porsyento. And yung pera, wag muna. Dito muna sa Maynila, maya na kayo. Pagkatapos, livelihood projects. Yan, para sa ganyan. Livelihood projects. Okay lang naman sa amin kung naibigay talaga sa Pilipino. No problem. Wala kang problema sa akin, Adre. Alam ko ang buhay. Pero kung ibulusan ninyo galing kay Napoles after washing it clean, putang ina, kalukuhan na yan. Di kami papayag ng gano'n, anong kami gago? Kaya gano'n. So when I decided to run, I'm not trying to, let me para makaintindihan to. I am not campaigning. I am not campaigning. I am not even, sabi nga, boboto. I have never done it in my life. I always say, after talking in every election, 10 elections ago, I always say, kayo ang bahala kung sino ang gusto ninyo. But I have to talk about the issues. Bakit ako tumakbo? Nakita ko ito. Maro was a majority floor leader when I was a congressman. We were colleagues in the 11th Congress. I was there, Yolanda. Di ba sinabi, I was born in Leyte because my father was a soldier. And Leyte was the first place na nilinis because MacArthur was fortified. So nagpunta ang nanay ko doon kasi may mga relatives kami. So doon ako pinanganak. So I went there. I brought along my 911. 911 ko, 10 doctors, 10 nurses. Nung dumating ako doon, so for the first time, nakita ko yung tao. And I'm sorry to say, I'm not saying, basta ako, alisin mo lang muna ninyo ako. He cannot handle stress. He cannot handle stress. He cannot handle governance. I'm sorry. Talagang hindi niya kaya. Ito namang isa, bahala na kayo. Araw-araw mo nasa newspaper. Pati daw ako ngayon, sabi ng press, a case will be filed against me for killing, extrajudicial killing. Go ahead. Ito na si Dilima, yung bata-bata ninyo. She was the chairman of the Commission on Human Rights. She was yakking for almost 3 years. Why don't you file a case against me? She was DOJ. Tapos sabi niya nga, may affidavit daw na may police na no. They filed the case. Ngayon, pailan niya ako kasi I killed 1,000. Tangin na. 1,000, 22 years ako mayor, 1,000 lang? Gaga ka pala. Assuming it to be true, anong gusto ninyo, tao? Meron tao dito, nagpapatay ng kriminal. Totoo yan. Pero hindi yung 1,000, sobra naman yan. 900 siguro. So, sino yung taong pumapatay ng kriminal? O yung tao, o yung isang tao na, mamili kayo. It's your choice. It's your choice, not mine. So, yan ang, I have to fix government. I promise you, hindi naman believe yung ibang tao. Sabi ko, I would stop drugs and crime, criminality in 3 to 6 months. Sabi nila, that's too ambitious. My God, subukan ninyo ako. That's what I told the Davao criminals before. Pinapatawag ko pa, do you want to go out of the city? Gusto mong pumunta ng Manila, maganda ang buhay doon. Doon ka na lang, gusto mo? Di, yung hindi nanawala, di patay. Ano pag-usapan natin dyan? Bakit para sa akin? Did I do it for my own? For my own benefit? To enrich myself? What does the life of a criminal have to do with your pocket? Sinabi ko lang, I want a peaceful city. Umalis kayo. Pag hindi, papatayin ko talaga kayo. Di, pinatay ko. Huwag na tayo magtagot-tagot pa. Papangkaprang ka na lang. Kaya ako, yung gobyerno, if you are into the government 3 to 4, 6 months, and nobody would believe you, nobody would follow you, ay inutil ka na tao. If you're given 10 years, you will not be able to hack it. Ako, bigyan mo lang ako. Pangalawang araw ko pa lang. Tingnan natin. Gusto ka, mamatay rin. Ganito yan eh. There is a provision in the Constitution which is almost dead. It is not used regularly. And no president would use it for some other reason except during the time when he feels like it, birthday niya o Pasko, he grants pardons. Minsan absolute, minsan conditional. I can guarantee you, I will never allow abuses by military or the police. Pagka kayo ng Davao, you go to Davao, punta ka ng Davao, akong bahala sa inyo, magdating nyo doon. Really? Datignan nyo Davao. Kung may makita ka ba ng isang papel dyan sa paglabas mo sa airport. It's clean, everybody behaves, ang mga taxi naglilinya, then it's ultra slow. Eh kasi dyan sa highway, kung magkadisgrasyahan, 6, 7, 8, sometimes 12, 19 minsan. This insanity has to stop. So, I prescribe, sabi ng Department of, sila kasi ang may-ari ng daan, Department of Public Highways, yung illegal daw yung order ko. Diba? Tumabi kayo lahat. Sabi ko sa police, ito ang sundin ninyo. 30, 40, 60. So, wala kaming vehicular accident doon na patay. Meron yung sa motor, simplang. Pero yung pasahero, no more dead. Pero extra slow. Parang, makita mo, doon ka. Kaya when you go to the airport, leaving for Manila, make it about 1 hour earlier. Kasi mahina talaga ang takbo. Because nakikita ko yung nanamamatay. This is unacceptable ito sa akin. Hindi ko matanggap yan. So, yung iba, hindi na nga umaabot ng primera, segunda, yung tersera, gumaganon na daw. Sabi ko may sekreto dyan. They want to wait because I will request the 1 hour sa government and TV. Sabihin ko doon sa mga driver ng punerarya, turuan ninyo sila paano mag-manage. Walang paputok sa amin. New Year, Pasko, Semana Santa, pag maingay, patay ang Diyos. Tahimik kayo. Dapat, dapat. New Year, putok-putok, tulog ang Diyos, kakaanak lang. No smoking. Kasi ako nanigarilyo rin. Umabot yung panahon, I acquired Berger's disease. It's nicotine-induced. It's the constriction of the blood vessels. Nicotine constricts. Alcohol dilates. Kaya lumalaki yung pumupula yung mukha mo, pati ugat mo. Tanong mo sa doktor. Nagkaroon ako niyan. Hindi ko, bakit malamig mo itong kamay ko, Dok? And I said, Berger's disease. It affects your extremities. Tangina, sabi ko. Ang sabi niya, you can lose your, paa mo, pati fingertips. Basta lahat, extremities. Ko ito, Dok, extremities. O, extremities yan. Hindi naman kasali sa torso yan. Mababaputa. So, graduate dito yan, his name was kagaya ko, Rodrigo Casenio. Graduate of UP. Sabi noon, tanda na. Putang, magsalita yun eh. Naman ito, maputol yan. Hala, hindi ito pwede, hinto tayo. Pero, sumulat ako. President, hindi pa President, Executive Order. Be hazardous to the health according to the finding that no smoking. Rodrigo Duterte. So, hininto ko ang smoking sa Davao. By decree muna. So, walang sigarilyo. Sabi nila, bakit na mahinto ng gagawang Duterte yan? Kasi sabi ni Duterte, hindi na raw siya makasigarilyo, lahat na tayo, hindi na manigarilyo. Damay-damay lang man yan. Sa inuman, because I see students, young students drinking, kagaya rin sa amin. Do you think we had a, galing dyan sa, yung Mindiola na bridge, dyan sa Ligarda, may kanto dyan. Dyan kami, high school. Nakikita ko sa Davao, this has to stop. This has to stop. Sabi ko, 12 o'clock, last year ko, 1 o'clock sarado na. Davao, it's really a very quiet place. Actually, totoo yan. Gusto mong tahimik na lugar Davao. At 8 o'clock, kasi ang merrymaking nandoon sa Samal, yung island na sa likod noon, yung bago, yung kinidnap na naman. But it's at the back of Samal Island. Doon sila. You see the nights, nandyan sa coastal, doon yung mga kabare, bar, whatever. Doon. Pag-uwi nila, ayan, sabi ko, pag-uwi niyo dito para matulog na. Pati yung karaoke, ay yung may luswan dyan sa kanto-kanto. Akala mo na, puta, ano ba siya? Ba? Ang kapitbahay mo natutulog na. Yung iba nag-aaral, yung iba may mga anak. Stop it. Stop. Isang salita lang. Ganon ang sabi na diktador ako. Of course, I have to be a dictator. Anak ka lang. But I will not stay beyond my terms. Pero kung sabihin mo, diktador ako pagka mayor, walang naniniwala eh. Ay, sabihin Panigayo, bakit pera ba niya ito? Sinusunog namin. Ganon. Tinabihan ko, ang inak na. Pinatong ko sa kanya. Tapos kinako. Sir, baka puputok yan. Sasabog talaga yung bayag mo, putang ina ka pag kainin mo yan. Sir, hindi mo nakakaya. Kainin mo yan. Isa, dalawa. Sir, okay. Ganon ang Pilipino. Totoo, ganon. Wag na lang tayo magbulahan. That is the reality of our life. Ganon talaga. Walang naniniwala sa iyo. At pagkatapos, yung Singaporean, pinakain ko talaga sa kanya. Eat. Yung sabi ko, yung tanim bala, putang ina, huwag din yung gawin yan, kakainin mo yung bala mo. Tanongin yung mga taga Davao. Sana yung magkain niya, yung manghingi doon mga burger, yung mag-ano lang ng pasahero, tapos hawakan yung puwit ng babae, hawakan yung, pag inabutan, ginala, kainin mo lahat yan. Pag ubang, kainin mo, pag naiwan ko na lang, kainin mo yun. Sir, hindi man ako mahilisan yan. Yan dapat, sige. Walang pakialam kung mahilis yan o hindi matunaw, ibig sabihin. Kayong mga pulis, gusto ninyo? Pagka sinabi kong wala, wag. Pero it took me time also. Pero hindi ko naman sinasabi na lalabas ako ng opisina ko, magwala ako. But ganun ako. Pag sinabi ko, stop. So wala na yan, wala. Pagdating mo ng bayan, kakalkalin ng baggage mo, may magustuhan, dalawa, kunin yung isa. Yung magano na para pambahay lang, not in commercial quantity. Pinapakialaman pa. Pero yung ganon, yung mga tanim ba, tapos, yung doon sa itaas. Kasi sabi nila, media, may kaso raw sa akin. Yan. Sabi ko, I am not worried about that. Maybe it is true. Maybe it's false. Pero ang problema nila kung ako ang mapresidente. Yan ang malaking problema nila. Hindi ako, kanila. You know, these guys. Tingnan mo yung RMRT. At the start, maski panahon ni Imelda, to her credit also, let us give credit where credit is due. We had about 34 coaches, 40 ata yung original. You have only about 9 now. Kaya maghintay ka lang. Tagal. Noon, kung sana every 3 minutes may dumaan, hindi wala na masyadong. Ba't bakit nila binili nila yung coaches na bago? Wala namang makina. Anak. Ano ba ito? Si Rojas, nakadruga sa putang inan to. Ito. Hindi ko talaga maintindihan. Kaibigan kami dyan. But why would he go into such rigmarole na yung mga klaseng ganon. Tapos after may tinerminate nila yung servicing and repair maintenance ng coaches. Sumitomo built it. Sumitomo was given the award for repair, maintenance and all. Tinerminate nila. Panahon na ruwas yun. Then si Bilongko, they farm out iba yung to take care of the rails, isang korporasyon. To take care of the coaches, the electricity connection to make it run, and janitorial pati agency, security guards. Yun ang nangyari. Yun ang totoo. That is why nahulog yung train dyan sa bandang EDSA. Nahulog yung train, tumitirik yung train. Ngayon ang mga tao, kaya sabi ko, makita ko nandito ako noon, nakita ko yung mga tao naglalakad. Ang gabi, alas 3 ng madaling araw, makita mo may babae na may isang bata tapos may infant. Sabi ko nga, sino bang gusto tumakbo ng presidente? Totoo. Baski ikaw sabihan ko, gusto mo maging presidente kung gano'n? Nakakawalang gana talaga. That's why, wala talaga akong, if I lose, kasi wala akong, the fervor is not there because of the enormity of the problem. Sino makakasolve nito? Kaya ako nagalit, natamaan lang yun si Pope, straight bullet lang naman yun eh. Nagbumura ako, I was ranting against government. Look, you might want to listen to my epithets, curses, or whatever, pagmumura. But look behind me, because behind me there is a Filipino in agony and in despair. Kaya ako nagmumura. Pero nakita ko yung ito, kung ito ang tumakbo, dadakawin lang rin, magnakaw ng pati itong isa, he cannot handle stress. I was there. Ang kanyang proclamation was, ayoko, yung mga Tacloban, di ba? Ang una niyang nilagay, state of calamity. Kaming mga local officials, sanay kami, sunog, ba. Kita mo si Inday, yung anak kong mayor, he was taking care of the flood victim dito. Ito namang ulol na sige, demolish dito. Di pinuntang binugbog. Hiniritan, 5 suntok siguro. Di mapagilan ng pulis eh. Baka mapigilan, mayor. Ganon. As in din naman eh, but she knows the history na nag-migrate kami sa Davao. It was a long unwinding. Kaya ako left eh. Hindi ako left na komunista, pro-sosyalista. Ngayon is tao. Ito yung mga ganito na kung maawa ang Diyos, ako ang presidente. Walang mangyaring ganito. In Davao City, malaki ang Davao City, I can bring 3 Metro Manilas, ilagay ko sa siyudad ko. That's how big Davao is. It's the biggest city in the world. Pero wala ka makita ganito. Never allowed it. Inday never allowed it also. So there's no mining in Davao. Kung makita mo ito, paano, how do you now repair the forest ito, vegetation. Paano mo ayusin ito ngayon? Because while you are digging, you have to use chemicals also para doon sa nickel. Parang didikit na. So you cannot even plant trees there. Masakit sa akin kasi hindi ako na-inject. Masakit sa akin, bakit mo ginaganito ang bayan ko? And you are only allowed to mine 50 and you dug 1.8. Ang duda pa namin, yung excess na after the extraction sa nickel, that was the very soil that was brought, pinakamalapit doon sa yung sa Spratly ngayon, where the Chinese built that garrison there. Napaka. Sagalit ako. Corruption, I can guarantee you, I'm the president. There is, I said, balik ako na. There is, hindi ko muna sinabi kasi may sabihin pa ako. There is in the Constitution, hindi ginagamit yan. Siguro gamit lang yan kung gago ka talaga na presidente. There's a provision there. The president can grant, kaya mga law student, the president can grant pardon. It may be conditional or absolute pardon. Or grant or give reprieve to a group of people, mga rebelde, with the concurrence of Congress. Can grant pardon, it doesn't say how many can you pardon every day. It doesn't even say except to himself. Ngayon ako, I have this, kung ako ang presidente, wag mo na kayo mag-demonstrate. Give me time. Give me time kasi maghirit talaga ako. At sa kung gusto naman siya, hindi, talagang gagawin ko. Hihirit ako. Ang sabi ko sa military pati police, only criminals, drug-related offenses. I will tell the police and the military, go out and kill them. Period. Alam naman nila. Before you become a police, you are there for basic course mo 2 years. You have the situations where you can really kill. Of course, in the enforcement of the law, because it is really to overcome the resistance. And if you find yourself in jeopardy of losing your life, shoot. Ako bahala. Basta follow my orders and do it in accordance with the book. Huwag kang lumabas doon. No abuses. Huwag kayong matakot. Basta gamitin ko yan. They will not be, kita mo sa Davao, behave lahat. I have the best police force in the entire Philippines. Talagang behave. Walang checkpoint doon. I do not allow the checkpoints. Kaya pati ang NPA mag-checkpoint siya, sabi, hindi nga kami, kaya ikaw na, alis ka dyan. Kaya mang-hold up dyan siya. Tulukuhan. Wala. Ngayon, sabihin ko na lang ito, kasi nandito na lang rin kayo. Pag dinimanda yan, sabi, sir, bakit? Yung raid nung isang gabi, sir, natamaan yung bata, sir, sa likod. Pero ano, encounter, sabihin mo sa akin totoo. Yes, sir, encounter, sir. Okay. May kaso na kami ngayon, sir. Multiple murder. Yan ba ang totoong sinabi mo? Okay, pag hindi, papatayin kita. Totoo ito. Yes. Doon, kumuha ka ng isang ganun ka, pre-sign. Lagay mo pangalan mo. May perma ko na yan. Nilagay mo lang pangalan mo. Absolute pardon is hereby granted to lieutenant for the crime. Pakita mo doon sa judge. Judge, fiscal. Sabi ng Constitution, I can grant pardon. Gagamitin ko yan. Gagawin, ubusin ko talaga itong droga pati kriminal. Sinabi ko. Ngayon, ikaw, taga-goberno ka. Sige ka kurap. Sa customs ka, sige ka kurap. Sabihin ko, si putang ina mo, huminto ka. Ayaw mo huminto, patayin mo, kunin mo yung pardon mo doon. Wala na. Adi, ganun nga. In accordance with the Constitution, pardon. O ikaw, General, putang ina mo, ilang kayo dyan, mga 4 kayo, nandiyan kayo sa droga, umalis na kayo. You might just maybe want to retire before pag hindi, yung pulis mo, patayin mo yung amo mo, putang ina niya. O kumuha ka ng pardon doon. Hindi ganon kadrastic. Kaya, it will be only used to prevent, suppress crime. Itong customs, PDEA, BIR, wala na kayo. I might go gross na tayo. Wag mo lang akong, do not lie to me. Wag mo lang akong bulahin. If I decide or we decide to go gross, wala ka na, no more deduct. Ang source of graph yung deductions Kay Magneto, kay gross ka, may resibo ka, do not fabricate. Lagay mo lang yung totoong, ayan ang negosyo ko. And that's it. Give a copy of that to your BIR local, then go to the bank and pay. No more transactions ng pera sa... Hindi ko na sila pahawak. Customs, ganun rin. Give them to the papers. Wag no follow-ups. Every day. NEDA sana it takes 2 years, 3 years, and 48 signatures. If I become the president, sabihin ko, secretary, you do it in 30 days with 5 signatures, period. Kasi sa Davao, ganun. Yung mga permit clearance, 3 days. Balikan mo after, sabihin sa iyo, akala ko ba computerized tayo dito? Doon sa Davao, makita mo, sa likod ng SM, natutulog ang mga tao doon sa pavement, waiting for the DFA to open, kasi first come, first serve. You go into a rage. Kasi minsan may sama yung bata. Kaya yung walang pamilya, sinasama yung bata and I could not provide everybody. Yung mga gym sa tabi-tabi, doon ko sila in-accommodate. Gago talaga itong gobyerno. Putang ina, gago talaga itong gobyerno. Mga basic na gano'n. Why not open a DFA office in its province? Region kasi. So pati yung mga moro doon na galing Cotabato, kawawa. Yun ang those are the integrity. Pati yung exemption. And I will collect. Yun ang mama sa pano. Naghibigin sila ng dagdag. Sabi ng Malacanang, tapos na, wala ng pera. Kung had you collected the right taxes of the airplanes and choppers of Gutierrez, which is being used by ROAS, then you could have provided more. Ito, karaming pera, it goes to graft and corruption. Ito ngayon ang problema ko. Sabi ko nga kay Alan here. Taga-UP man si Alan. No. Well, anyway, ganito. Dito, ito ngayon tanungin ko kayo. Kasi kung ayaw ninyo, mag-withdraw ako. Ang sabi ng tao, they really hunger, they crave for change. Change in the corrupt system. So ganito, kung akong presidente ngayon, I will submit my executive budget. Then Congress will consider it and put some additional yung kanila. Kung ibalik nila yung pork barrel, ibalik nila yung unspecified huge amount for purpose is not really known. Yun yung sabi livelihood, those billions. Tapos, ang extra perks. Yung District 1, ang District 1, 30% ng project yan, whatever the project is, 30%. Kung yung 1 million na project minus 30, you have a project that would only cost you 70. But then again, I said, you have to pay for the mayor and the barangay captain must sign. Aywan ko kung bakit pati nga. So maghihigi rin. Nasabihin ko sa Congress ngayon, ayaw ng tao to. I'm sorry, ayaw ng tao. Because I said by budget, they approve the budget, then I sign it as a law. Checks and balances. Kung sabihin ko ngayon, because I'm ready. I'm ready to jettison every privilege except my salary. Every day, yun lang. Wala na ako. May funds pa, bigay na lahat yan at the start of the year. Ngayon, kung ayaw ng Congress ngayon, tapos hindi sila mag-pass ng budget, or they might want to impeach me, anong mangyari? So, we will come to a fourth and maybe a constitutional crisis. Ako, kung presidente man ako dahil sa tao, kung yun ako presidente, 70 years old, anong gawin ko sa mundong ito? Ano? I do not crave for power. Manalo, okay lang. Talo, okay lang. Pero kung mag-abutan ko yung senaryo na yan, what do you think will happen? What will happen? I will declare a revolutionary government. I will close Congress and I tell them we will talk elections about 2 years from now. We will amend the Constitution. I will call for a constitutional convention. And that's it. Huwag nila akong ipitin na impeach o investigation dito sa mga, sabi ko, I will not hesitate to use the military. I cannot be successful. I'd be fall short. I am a realist. I've been there for quite a long time. Congressman, vice mayor, mayor. Alam ko paano maglakad ang gobyerno pati ang panahon. Kung hindi niyo ako suportahan, I'm willing to, sige, bigay ko sa Vice President. Pero kung gusto ninyo pagbabago, intindihin ninyo ako, pati yung mga congressman, sinabi ko, mabuti pa, kasi yung empleyado ng mga congressman, doon po niyan sa allowances mo. You're given a specific fund and you'd pay for your absorb na lang ng Congress. Then sabihin ko sa kanila, magkano ang gusto ninyo na hindi skandalo? You want 2-3 million for the entire thing? Okay. Kasi na congressman ako. The only car that I could afford sa installment dito na from Mayor Manila ako was an adventurer. Totoo lang. For all congressmen, senator. Sa sweldo namin, kung magbili ako, noon, 1998, ang kaya ko lang talaga ang bill was an adventurer. Yan ang ginagamit ko noon sa Congress. Kulang talaga. So there has to be a compromise somewhere. Pero kasi yung livelihood billions na pati yung dagdag na ano. So yung projects affected dyan simply because the 100% project is no longer there. It's only 30. By the time the barangay captain and the mayor signs it, you're about to be 60. It's a 60% budget. It is not 100%. Ganun yan. And so that has to stop also. Pati local governments. Pati local. Kasi pag hindi mo hininto doon, ganun rin. Hintuin mo talaga dito. Now, you might sound like a dictator. Maybe. If you do not like it, fine. Pero the way how to do it, you have to be like a dictator. Yung pagsabi mo, psst, Tama na. Tama na. Stop. Salamat. I'm ready to respond to your questions.